This is not a cluster of cells. This is not a ball of goo.
Oh my God.
His genetics.
And once again, you don't want to pay for it. The mom who...
Will you bring up a new fucking argument, you That fucking face right there, people. I paused fucking War Corpse at the right fucking time, people. I gotta screenshot that. Trying to get it down to the exact size, people, so hang on a second, and there we go. Cropped it just right, folks. Okay, save as War Corpse 666 sucking dick. When you busted a nut when watching trans porn on Pornhub. For all of you who might know me a little bit better, who have been subscribed for a while, Lord of Patriarchy, aka Warcorp 666, I offered him up on the idea of debating on abortion, and what do you know, we actually done it, and we even had a second debate on it, because he requested a rematch on abortion. He doesn't make a response video to me, but he's made a couple of videos right here and here on abortion in general, just repeating ad nauseum the same past refuted shit. So that is why that we are here, folks, and it's just getting really tiresome, and I think that this would be probably the only thing that would efficiently get his attention on it and set the record straight on how some certain things are not morally equivalent when it comes to the abortion debate.
The majority of people who are vocal about banning abortion don't genuinely believe that it has to do with life. It's about control.
Don't you try to psychoanalyze me, you arrogant psycho bitch, Mr. or Mrs. Yeah, Mr. Sure. Maybe Anna is a transgender. I don't know. Them jokes aside, though. But Mrs. I'm fucking better than you? No, it is about life. For myself in particular, I can speak for myself. It is about life. It is not anything about control. And with the bulk majority of people, actually everybody that I have personally talked to when it comes to abortion, it's not anything about control. It is about the life of the unborn baby, of the fetus. And yeah, you're just plain out wrong. And I mean, unless you have statistics to actually back up that polls Republican voters and conservatives or whatever, pro-lifers in general, as to why that they are pro-life, in other words, against abortion, unless you have statistics to back you up on that, polling people on their motivations of why they're against abortion, you're just full of shit. I mean, how many pro-lifers have you even spoken to? It's not like all those pro-lifers that I go speaking to, they're all like, oh, we need to ban abortion because we need to control the legs and uteruses of women because women are bad, or some other bullshit. No. Whenever I go in conversation with people on abortion, it's always the life of the baby. That is what's talked about. Period. And the reason as to why that I want to cover this part here in particular is because, for one, I want to give my own response to Anna, fucking arrogant bitch. And plus I want to, give War Corpse some credit where it's due, because he does give some generosity. He is somewhat generous to the pro-life community, as he will show right here in a bit.
And
I think most of them think it's about life. Now, I personally think...
Yeah, see, there it is, folks. He does think that it's about life. So at least he's able to admit that. He isn't willing to go so far to smear pro-lifers to say that we're anti-bodily autonomy, or that we're just all about controlling women, or we're a bunch of misogynistic pigs. And also, here's another thing. I mean, does Anna not take into consideration all the freaking female pro-lifers? Is it really about control for them as to why that they are against abortion? Or is it because that they want to, you know, prevent a rather life-ending practice that the law apparently is just all like, oh yeah, it's fine and dandy. Not only that, but also funds an organization that provides those. Now, I know that technically those funds do not go directly to abortion, but I digress. Anyways.
I always share this caveat because I think it's fair to mention this. There, of course, are good religious people out there who do believe that it's life at the moment of conception.
That's not what you were all like earlier. You were saying the bulk majority of people against abortions.
And I'm not referring to them. I'm specifically referring to the lawmakers who politicize this issue, who use it for political brownie points.
No, you did not just say politicians earlier. You were just saying people against abortion. You were just stating that as a generality. So it was a big time fuck up on your part.
Which a lot of them are women. So let's be honest.
Yeah, even War Corps can admit that a lot of pro-lifers are females.
Second reason why this is so barbaric and clearly not pro-life is they might give the death penalty.
Yeah, fuck you, you smearful cunt. It is about pro-life.
The woman and the doctor.
Sounds pro-life. No, Jake, what do you mean? Super.
So no.
Yeah.
Okay, and as far as like giving the death penalty on abortion, I'm just gonna full out say it. I am against giving the death penalty on abortion because, for one thing, abortion is not an objectively viewed moral or immoral thing. So, therefore, it doesn't seem like, yeah, I'm just against it. These women who, like, get abortions, they need help more than they need punishment. As for the abortion surgeons, I wouldn't even say that they deserve death. At most, they should get fined or something. At least, if they commit an abortion, an illegal abortion, then they get their doctor's license taken away.
Yes, I bring up that inconsistency too. How the fuck can you be for abortion and against the death penalty, or for the death penalty and against abortion?
Not morally equivalent. We're going to get more into the false equivalencies in the next video, so I'm just going to move on.
I've brought that hypocrisy up. Either life...
And I refuted you on that, and you are just doubling down ad nauseum on this fucking false equivalency. With all due respect, corpse.
Is sacred or it's not.
Yeah, life is not sacred if it looks to violate other lives.
Make up your damn mind. I personally...
I have made up my mind. You just cannot understand my mindset, apparently. And other conservatives, too, who are for the death penalty for murderers, but for protecting innocent lives like babies. Unborn babies.
Shit. I don't view life as sacred. I'm actually pro-death.
And again, does that mean that you actually go on shootings on a regular basis, War Corps? Oh, this fucking stupidity with this whole pro-death talking point. Like, it's just... I don't care, really, if you're... Well, okay, I will not say that I don't care if you're a pro-choicer, but on the grand scheme of things, if you're going to disagree with me on abortion, that's fine. We'll talk about that. But if you're going to say that you're pro-death, that you're, like, against life, ultimately against life, well, then that's just a stupid talking point to do, for fuck's sake. In that case, you might as well throw the right to life for everybody out the fucking window. And people who go on serial killings, they are not guilty of anything, apparently.
Your life has gotten to the point where all you do is sit in a wheelchair, stare out the window, and wait for the nurse to bring you a cup of applesauce, and you are still in your right mind, and you say, that's it, I'm done, I want to die. You have that fucking right.
I agree. I ultimately agree.
That's my viewpoint. I guess I'm pro-death. Whatever gets that fucking highway moving.
So please, drop the saying. You're not pro-life. You're anti-choice. When
Really, we're anti-choice. If you want to get into semantics, chunky yogurt, well, you're not pro-choice either. I mean, for example, are you for allowing people to own AR-15s? Are you for people being allowed to even get like full automatic machine guns? Are you for allowing people to decide what wage they want to pay their employees? Are you for allowing business owners to decide what benefits that their employees get? Are you for allowing business owners the choice to run their business however the fuck they want? Are you for allowing the entire healthcare industry to conduct its own business as they see fit? I mean, if you say no on all of those, well then you're not very pro-choice yourself. So don't give me this whole semantical bullshit. I think that's the end of War Corpse's video pretty much on the things that are disagreeable, but we'll get far more into that with this video, and boy is it a doozy, y'all. As he goes responding to Ben Shapiro on abortion. If I inadvertently end up defending Ben Shapiro, well then fuck it. But I'm not here to defend Ben Shapiro per se. I'm here to defend the arguments that he presents and so forth. Cat Chat in the chat says, I'm a woman and I'm pro-life because fuck this guy. Yeah, fuck this guy like, fuck War Corpse and fuck Cenk and, you know, all those people. And fuck Anna Kasparian too.
The vast majority of the political left is a sacrament. It's not merely a political issue. It is a defining character issue.
Okay, I don't get why you fucking conservative dipshits.
Alright. You want to take the gloves off? Well, the gloves are coming off, Corpse. Let's get on with it, motherfucker.
Are so against abortion. You don't want to pay for the damn baby.
Not morally equivalent.
You guys have got to make a fucking choice. Either and we'll get to what you really want, Ben, and that's just banning abortion. But, okay, you don't want the woman to get the abortion, but you want no fucking welfare, no school lunch programs, no free lunch programs, no food stamps, no WIC, no nothing. It's like George Carlin said it the best. If you're preborn, you're fine. If you're preschooled, you're fucked.
Alright, and to respond to all that, honestly, I'm going to be honest, I do not know that many conservatives that are like outright committed and passionately against welfare, want to repeal it all. They want to do some reforms to welfare, like for example they want to put it back in the work mandate for applying for food stamps for, you know, adults, and I think you would agree with that, War Corpse, and I would hope at least that you wouldn't find that to be a freaking hypocrisy or inconsistency or whatever. But that said, it's not morally equivalent. Again, I mean, to argue for pro-life libertarians who would be more passionately against welfare, it's not a moral inconsistency. It's really welfare and abortion, lack of welfare anyways, and abortion are not morally equivalent, because lack of welfare, you're basically not sustaining other people. You're not helping people to live. You're basically just letting people die. Whereas in the case of abortion, you are outright killing them. It's not a matter of letting them die, it's a matter of killing them. Right to life does not mean right to other people's services and goods to preserve your life. It means that nobody can take it away from them. It means that nobody can kill them.
You don't want to pay for all these new mouths. And you don't want the woman to get the damned abortion. Which do you want, Ben?
Not paying for somebody's livelihood is not the same as fucking killing them, dude.
Also, you are aware that we're reaching a critical point in the Earth. The Earth can handle 10 billion people. We will have 10 billion people on this planet by 2035.
I want to know what stat he got that from, because I would think that 10 billion people, we would get that by 2080 or something like that, 2070 or 2080, because last I checked, according to UN numbers and Hans Rosling, a guy who has done many talks on global population, according to him and the UN stats that he cites, we're going to reach 10 billion just little ways before 2100, and by 2100 we're going to reach 11 billion, and then it's just gonna plateau out, and we might even see a decrease within the global population at that point. So I do not know where the fuck you get your numbers as to we're going to reach 10 billion that soon, War Corpse. I don't think that it's an impossibility, but I don't want to be dictating people or be living in abject chaos just because we're going to be overpopulating or whatever. I don't want murder to be just fucking allowed, and yes, that includes abortions too, by the way. People might not classify them as murders, but that's an issue aside. I don't want, like, actual homicides and murders to be allowed as much as I don't want abortions to be allowed just because of, global overpopulation. I mean, is killing people or allowing people to be killed really a justification because, we're going to overpopulate?
It's time to start embracing death.
If you are pro-abortion,
Well, I'll see you later on the national headlines when I hear national reports about how there is a mass shooting in Minnesota done by TJ Kirk's botched twin. No, in all seriousness, I don't think that War Corps literally condones killing people just to be fair to him. But logically speaking, that's what his whole pro-death and embrace death stupid-ass talking point implies. Is that it's literally okay for these mass shootings and whatnot to happen. I can't even fucking comprehend this shitty talking point. He's probably like the only pro-choicer that I have really seen hammered down on this talking point. Not even Owen Cunt Donald, of all people, says let's embrace death.
you're a good, generous, decent person who values women.
No, I don't fucking like abortion because it makes me a good, wonderful person. I like it because I don't want to pay for it.
Well, okay. You might not be one of them. But here's the thing. Some pro-choicers or even pro-abortionists, I will go so far to call them, just flat out pro-abortionists, go thinking that's a moral virtue. You know, the hashtag shout your abortion crowd.
You are pro-life. You are an evil, repressive, nasty person who wants to control women's bodies. It's that view that
you're basically saying you have to have this baby and we don't give a shit about you.
leads to incidents.
Oh, God. We are not responsible for how biology turned out to be, corpse. Pro-lifers are not responsible for the fact that people have to, literally bear inside of them, females more specifically, have to bear inside of them children and carry them to term in order for them to be like a full functioning, healthy adult. But it's not the fetus's fault that they ended up in the situation of being inside a mother that might possibly want to get an abortion. So why kill them? Why put the punishment, or why put any kind of punishment on them? War Corps does not think that it's primarily about control for the pro-life crowd, but earlier he was all like, you are forcing a woman to carry to term her own pregnancy, yada yada yada. That kind of implies to me that maybe he does think a little bit that it is about control. Here's the thing, is it about control with pro-choicers who are against late-term abortions? Because on the flip side, arguing for the pro-choice side, they are at least against late-term abortions. They're just for allowing abortions for the first and second trimesters. Third trimester, they say a flat-out fuck no to. And War Corps, oddly enough, and one can almost say kind of inconsistently enough, believes that as well, that late term should not be allowed. And ultimately, is it about control for you, corpse, that you don't want late terms allowed? Or is it about life at that point?
When the brain dies, you die. This is who we are. This is our personality. This is where we came up with the concept of gods and morality and all this other shit.
Fair enough. And by that same logic, that's why I say that if a person is brain dead and, they're being kept alive in the hopes of maybe their brain will be resuscitated or whatever to be a full function, that's why that I think that it's all right for the next of kin to be able to determine if that person should have the plug pulled on them or not, giving up on whether or not they'll come back. I mean, it's not murder, it's just basically a saving of resources.
In fact, the word abortion is itself a euphemism. The procedure of abortion isn't an anodyne polyp removal. It involves doing terminal violence to an unborn child.
Oh my god, yes, that you don't want to pay for! That, make up your...
Again, oh god. He's just repeating and getting pissed off. Repeating his own false moral equivalencies.
You're a relic, Ben. You're the last of a dying breed. People that actually base their lives on some moldy old fucking tome.
That's a fallacy right there, honestly. I mean, tradition, people like to appeal to tradition to kind of argue their point. That's a fallacy, but he's appealing against tradition is what he's doing. Whether or not something is traditional or not does not determine whether something is moral or not. It cuts both ways.
Okay? Why don't you just eat a cheeseburger and shut the fuck up?
How about you drink your own bacon grease along with some cheap booze and you shut the fuck up? He's not gonna shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna shut the fuck up. Pro-lifers in general are not going to shut the fuck up no matter how much you shout and scream at the top of your lungs, you little incel-looking mongoloid. Sent11000 says, who here want to see the bearded fatty drink a 55-gallon worth of bacon fat in one day? No, I think Chunk Yogurt took all of his bacon grease, says JC. That might explain why he's so angry all the time now that I think about it. Thank you, JC.
Let's look reality in the face. This is a picture of a 19-week-old baby. This is a human child. This is not a ball of goo.
Oh, no. That doesn't have a brain.
No, you fucking moron. At 7 weeks and onward, they do have a brain. That baby right there, that 19-week conceived baby, does have a fucking brain. It's not very evolved. It might not be as evolved as you and mine, or anyone else who is, like, of the age of 25 or over. But for fuck's sake, they do have a brain. Where are you even getting your science... Where are you even getting your facts at to say that 19 weeks, they do not have a brain?
Primitive brainwaves have been recorded as early as 6 weeks and 2 days.
I'll cite my stats down below. My sources down below to say that they do have a fucking brain. 7 weeks and onward. And for you to say they don't have a fucking brain is just flat out biology denial on your part, you stupid fuck. And I told you this too, by the way. I'm sorry. I would excuse ignorance if I hadn't talked to you before and you did not know about this legitimately, but I have fucking told you and addressed this to you, you fat fuck. And yet you just want to act like that nobody ever said anything to you about when it comes to brain development with fetuses.
That's not a human yet. When it gets a brain, then it's human.
Okay, another biology denial right there. Whether or not a human has a brain does not determine whether or not they are biologically human. You stupid asshole. Princeton University breaks this down very well. A lot better in my opinion. A lot better than I could in my opinion, that they are human. And really, War Corps, if before these fetuses have brains, supposedly, if they're not fucking human, well then, what species are they? Give me a straight fucking answer on that point. And do not deflect like Owen Cunt Donald did with me during my debate with him. You can't name off what other species they are. Because you damn well fucking know that these fetuses, that this fetus right here is human.
And, by the way, I love this tactic that anti-abortionists will give me. Yeah, this doesn't bother me. Peter tried it, and they failed miserably.
You say that it's time to embrace death and that you're pro-death. Basically, you're just throwing the right to life completely out the fucking window with that logic, so it's not surprising to me that you would say that even the image of a human would not affect you.
Because I don't care. To me, rip that little fucker out and use its stem cells to help actual people.
I also heard that War Corps would be all for putting this fetus right here into a pot of marinara sauce because he considers fetuses like these and earlier to be freaking meatballs. So, not only that, but War Corps is also a cannibal, y'all.
That tactic doesn't work on me, Ben.
This is not a cluster of cells. In January, 40.
Okay.
Well, we're all clusters of cells, but that's getting kind of pedantic anyways. But yes, it is not just a mere cluster of cells. It's a sheet of flesh wrapped around a skeletal structure with lungs, heart, and brain and intestines and all that stuff inside of it. In other words, a human. Well, and it's all of the human anatomy.
Okay. Then I assume you're also against the death penalty.
Nope. And we're going to address as to why they're not fucking equivalent.
When does life become sacred and when does it become forfeit?
It becomes forfeit once you successfully kill a whole bunch of people, especially. But even if you kill one person, it would probably damn well be considered forfeit. That's when it is considered forfeit. And did the fetuses commit murder? Did they kill anybody, corpse? Fucking course not. So therefore, it does not forfeit before they exit the womb. Because these fetuses did not, cross that forfeiture by killing somebody.
See, I love this. You sit there and you cry and you whine and you weep for the unborn.
Yeah. You're gonna... Oh, God. You're the one to speak about emotions, dude, as you're just yelling and getting angry at the most milquetoast of talking points being brought up here.
Yet when the state fucking executes someone, you come in your damn pants.
Tell me, War Corpse 666, aka Lord of Patriarchy, tell me, what fucking crime has a fetus ever committed? Oh, they haven't? Well, there's the difference between executing them and executing a criminal. Particularly a violent criminal. As Conundrum says in the chat, that's a false equivalency, fallacy on War Corpse's part. Yeah, this false equivalencies. 2 false equivalencies at least that he has repeated, that I've already addressed before to him in at least one stream, if not addressed both of the equivalencies in both streams. I've addressed them both before, and he wants to act like he has fucking not heard anything in response to that. Like, literally, here's my fucking question in regards of War Corpse. Is he a fucking actor? Is he just purely putting on some fucking act? Is his whole mantra to just insist to be a pro-death type person? Or in other words, a pro-choicer? A rabid pro-choicer? Is that his whole character and he's just rather playing for that character? Acting for that character? Is he a dishonest hack? And is just honestly pretending like he never heard a response to his fucking arguments? Or is he fucking stupid? Or does he have amnesia?
You want welfare to go through the fucking roof. Ben.
No, he doesn't, but again, it's a false equivalency, as I said earlier.
No one is... Again, you're a relic. You're the last of a dying breed. Okay? Nobody is gonna dick around till marriage to fuck.
Marriage does not determine as to whether or not he thinks that abortion should be allowed or not. So that's a moot point. Fuck.
That is a human being.
No, it's not. It doesn't have a brain. It's a pile of meat.
It does have a brain, you stupid asshole.
This is a picture of a baby at 12 weeks, barely 3 months. You can see this baby with his hands near his chest.
Okay, no brain.
Again, factually wrong. 7 weeks and onward has a fucking brain.
That baby cannot survive outside of the fucking womb.
Here is another argument in regards to pro-choicers. They will always bring up the viability argument and whether or not a fucking fetus can survive outside of the womb. Technically, even when a fetus is born, they are still in a way dependent on their parents. They are dependent for resources. nourishment. Reliability for basic bitch life support does not determine whether or not a person's right to life is null and void. If that's the case, well then a person on a pacemaker, a CPAP, or any other kind of life-sustaining device that they got from the hospital, that would mean that their right to life is null and void.
The musings of a fucking madman in a cave wrote some bullshit down in a goddamn book, and that's what... Oh, God.
Yeah.
Once again, you don't want to pay for it. You don't want to have the welfare system. You don't want to pay for all the school lunches that this baby will need. You don't want to pay for child care for the baby while the single mom gets a fucking job. Also, Ben, you know there's less other ways that women can get pregnant, like, oh, I don't know, rape. Yeah, but fuck you. You have to carry the baby. Fuck
Even
you.
in rape, the fetus is not the one guilty of committing that crime. But apparently, we just give jurisdiction to the mother of whether or not they do get punished.
Fuck the fact that it was produced by the worst trauma in your life. I care more. You're making a choice. You care more about a fetus than you do a woman. Well,
Not necessarily. No, actually, no. I'm going to just say flat out, no. Because when it comes to life of mother circumstance, that stance in of itself is enough proof to show that pro-lifers do care ultimately a little bit more for the mother than the fetus, if not considerably more for the mother than the fetus. Yet, yeah, there might be some anecdotes of some crackpots who are all like, yeah, even if their life is at risk, they should still be forced to go ahead and give birth, even if the mother is gonna die or the fetus is gonna die, or both might likely fucking die. Which I disagree with that, honestly. It becomes kind of a moot point at that point. There's going to be a death anyways. Are you going to debate him again? It says Incredible Aspie. I don't know. And by the way, hello Aspie. Thanks for coming in here. But I don't know. Maybe I'm going to debate him. I'm not opposed to it. I might even say at the end of this video that I am fully open to debating him again, be it on my channel or his channel.
also, Ben, you have a daughter. In 10 years when she's 15 and she comes home and she's knocked up, how much you want to bet you're going to take her to the clinic?
Well, fuck you. No, honestly, fuck you, Corpse. That is like probably the biggest straw man of all time that you have ever projected on anyone. I mean, I cannot tell the future, honestly, War Corpse, but you know, biggest reason why I'm kind of taking this just a little bit personally is because I can only imagine somebody making that same exact stupid ass argument towards me. That's just a smear, a fucking straw man. Him to say, oh Ben, I would bet you would have your own daughter abort her own child. What the fuck is this bullshit? This is some tactic of desperation right here.
Argentina has what Ben Shapiro wants, an
Okay, here it is. Here it is, folks.
abortion ban.
It's not... Okay. I'm getting some mixed results as to how blanket the abortion ban is for Argentina. But last I checked, they do allow life of mother exceptions. And I think they even allow rape exceptions, too, for that matter. But I don't know. I've got mixed research on that. But anyway.
Do you know that in Argentina, 300,000 illegal abortions are performed by witch doctors?
Okay, you're comparing apples to oranges when you're comparing Argentina to the United States. First of all, before abortions were legal here in the United States, I mean, I don't even care that much for Argentina because we can just look at the stats that we have so far for the United States before abortion was legal. How many illegal abortions happened in the United States? I could not find any stats on how many illegal abortions happened per year before Roe v. Wade. Not even the fucking Guttmacher Institute. Guttmacher is a fucking pro-choice think tank, or whatever the fuck they exactly are. Even they could not find any stats, or at least did not provide any stats of how many illegal abortions were done before Roe v. Wade, or even how many illegal abortions are done nowadays in the freaking United States.
Which would you rather have, Ben?
This video is a back alley abortion, says Conundrum. Yeah. Exactly.
300,000 back alley abortions that end with 30,000 women dying, or in your case, 60,000 people?
30,000 women dying. Where did you get that fucking stat? Because last I saw, it's not even 5,000. It's something around 2,000, if I remember correct, on how many abortions like end up self-induced or illegal abortions end up in death in Argentina. Where are you getting that fucking stat? Let's see if he like provides any citations. No, of course not, because War Corpse is just lazy like that. Absolutely no citations for where he got that stat. And even, I mean, again, apples to oranges. Here in the United States, when it comes to deaths from self-induced abortions or illegal abortions in general, it's almost statistically non-existent. It doesn't even reach 2,000. At least that's according to Micah Curtis anyways. I do not know where he gets his stats when it comes to self-induced abortions and death from them. But from what I've researched, it's around 300. For the United States, it's almost statistically non-existent. Only around 300 deaths from self-induced abortion. And Argentina, I'll say you're wrong. It's not 30,000. It's 5,000 at max.
Which do you want? Or do you want them to be able to go someplace and get it safe and get it legally done?
I would rather that they did not get it done at fucking all. This is speaking for myself and even speaking for Ben Shapiro.
Because people don't want the fucking kid, Ben.
Well then, adoption. I mean, ultimately they don't have to keep the kid. They can just, there's even fireman laws. I would actually have to read up on it. But according to fireman laws, you can like just leave the baby on the doorstep of a fire station and they will like take the baby and put it up for adoption themselves. The mother does not have to bother with paperwork for putting it up for adoption. And I know that you're going to like, if you ever go watching this video, that you're going to say the foster care system is shit. But here's the thing. It's better than death. Or at least I think most people would say it's better than death anyways. Better than being killed by someone else anyways. I mean, if they want to commit suicide themselves, well then that's their prerogative. As crass as it sounds for me to say that. But still, at least they're killing themselves and it isn't somebody else killing them in the case of abortion.
So here's a thought. Why don't you actually be conservative for 5 minutes? Not worry about what other people want to do with their bodies and just shut the fuck up.
I don't think he's worried about other people and what they do with their bodies. I'm not worried with what other people do with their own damn bodies. It's what people are doing with a second party's own bodies. That's the case of abortion. It isn't just a woman like getting breast implants, letting themselves go to where they get fat, getting a transgender procedure, getting a tattoo or piercing. This is not that, where they're like doing whatever the fuck with their own body. This is them harming a second person's body, that being abortion. So that's why the whole your anti-bodily autonomy argument is bullshit. He did not say technically that he's anti-bodily autonomy, but that's kind of what he's implying right now.
Or sit there and admit that you're just fine with taxes going through the roof to pay for all the new babies.
It doesn't even have to necessarily be that taxes go through the fucking roof. We can reform the welfare system so that it isn't given out to a whole bunch of lazy, full-grown adults that can damn well take care of themselves but decide not to because there's no work mandate for applying for food stamps. Instead of that, divert them same funds towards these newborn babies if abortion was to be banned and so forth. Or we can like make cuts into other programs from the United States. Heck, let's like get rid of the NSA entirely. That will give millions, if not billions, towards funding welfare, to feeding a whole bunch of babies' mouths. I mean, there's other ways of feeding these people than just for fucking raising Texas. I mean, come on, dude. Be more nuanced than that. Oh hey, you've made it to the end of the video. If you like what you see and hear, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down below, please. If you want to see more content like this video is actually just a mere clip from a full live stream episode of my political show, Strike Force. Link down below for the full stream. Go check that out, and also subscribe and set the bell notification button to all to keep notified of this channel. I also have a BitChute channel under the same name, The Dark Conservatarian, and a Twitter and Subscribe star that may or may not be approved of yet. Links for those two as well in the description box. Hope to see you all later. Good day, and God bless.